Let's go to George Tsilis, talking some car numbers. The Tesla shares under a little bit of pressure pre-market. George, obviously China's been weak, but deliveries actually declining on an annual basis for Tesla. How much of that is China? How much is demand here softening?
Well, I think it's a combination of both, to be honest with you. I mean, if you look at, first off, the China deliveries were pretty remarkable across the board. BYD had record deliveries, but their numbers, if you look at their quarterly numbers, were higher by about 13%. Respectively, all of them were higher by about between 15 and 30%, with Li, NIO, and XPEV actually leading the charge in terms of the lower production units, but higher year-over-year rate of change. I think Tesla is facing maybe some challenges in China because it seems that the domestic producers in China are reaping the benefits of subsidies. They're also getting record delivery numbers based on lower prices, and their consumers there are getting benefits from purchasing their domestic produced products. I know that Tesla is facing some challenges even to get the Cybertruck approved for sale in China, but if you look at the numbers for Tesla, they did grow respectively year over year by about 5%, but they missed the estimates at 495,000 total units sold across all of their models. The estimates that I have here are 506,000, just to match the same numbers relative to the numbers in 2023 at 1.8 million units. They needed to have at least 515,000. So, if you look at the numbers for December, they were higher year over year. But for the full year, the numbers were actually down slightly compared to the 1.8 total million unit production for 2023.
Okay. Looking at it by quarter here, you can see that the number nominally is not horrible, but it's been pretty stagnant. Right. And then obviously a decline from 4Q 2023. Shares going to get hit, and it seems maybe the first time in a little bit that Tesla's moving on actual car numbers instead of politics, instead of speculation, instead of robo stories and other items. So this could be an interesting test for the stock today to see how much it responds to the stuff that really obviously moves the needle in the moment.
Oh, definitely. I mean, obviously, it's been trending for other reasons besides auto sales and besides valuation, whether or not, Elon Musk will garner favorable regulatory moving against regulatory challenges for autonomous vehicles. There's also the Starlink connection, because Starlink is becoming, synonymous with communication. So there's a lot of that going on, I think, with Elon Musk and potentially the administration coming into office. But nonetheless, today, obviously the catalyst right now is down because of the auto sales, and the stock has been drifting to the downside after it had a fantastic run in the past month and a half post-election. Not surprised to see that, but again, it's trading on its own valuation relative to the prospects of some regulatory benefits and, of course, business benefits that Elon Musk, tied to the Trump administration, will garner for shareholders.
Well, one that they're going to get right now is the $7,500 tax credit for the Cybertruck, which they are going to qualify for. That hit on Thursday, so this morning. George, in terms of the ability to weigh on the stock, though, it is a kind of a big force of speculative fervor behind Tesla still that bears are going to have to deal with if anybody's trying to bet against the stock based on car deliveries. It just, to your point, hasn't moved on that in a while, and I don't think it's a big shocker either. I get that this missed the number, but that's kind of been the whole irony of this rally in the stock for the last 3 months, has been that everybody knew the numbers have generally slowed and that demand for EVs has been spotty at best. That's why the first half of the year everybody was cutting prices. So it's not like this is a huge surprise in terms of just the quality generally or the stagnation of demand.
Well, I think the initial cut in prices for Tesla, I believe it was over a year ago, that generated some boost in sales, but also at the same time, new auto sales and new auto production was still being ramped up to meet demand. Now, I mean, you just drive through or drive by car lots, there's tons of cars. So I think there's something going on in the auto market. I'm not an auto analyst per se, but I think that's also impacting Tesla's sales. Absolutely. The Cybertruck, again, It's still new. It's still popular, very expensive. So they're not generating a lot of unit volume in that particular area of their business. But nonetheless, the stock has been moving irrespective of the auto sales. Which again, if you look at it, we're down on the quarter versus last year.
Okay, George, thanks for the data. Did you see that Cybertruck that exploded in Vegas? That was pretty crazy, but don't think it was. Yeah, wild. Doesn't seem like anything related to the vehicle, though. All right. Appreciate you, GT. Good to see you in 2025, sir. Happy New Year.
You too.
You guys have crossed the threshold out there in Salt Lake by now, right? Your guys' clocks have kicked over. Pretty sure.
We made it, OJ.
Excellent.
Happy New Year to you, buddy.
All right. Thanks, George.